Hello, my name is Haley Dorelia. I am here to talk about the emergence of MOOCs today. So, what is a MOOC? A MOOC is an acronym, spelled MOOC. It's representing a massive open online course. I know a few of us will be familiar with this because we recently just had to participate in a MOOC. So that was in terms of higher education. So today I want to talk about incorporating it possibly into the K through 12 education. So MOOCs originally were started in 2008, again in higher education, and they have taken off during the era dubbed the YouTube generation. So definitely for millennials and such. So the MOOC was coined to refer to a course developed by Stephen Downes and George Siemens, known as connectivism and connectivity knowledge. They held this at the University of Manitoba. So they wanted to create an opportunity for a wide variety of participants, made possible by using online tools to provide a richer learning environment via the web. So about 25 students attended this course on the campus of Manitoba, while an additional 2,300 from around the world joined online. So this was huge in the emergence of the first MOOC. Other universities began adopting the same ideas behind the MOOCs, including well-known universities such as Stanford, MIT, and San Jose State. Um, so it's becoming quite popular. So why MOOCs? They are providing more resources and more freedom. So they're obviously accessible because they're online and most people have access to the web. Most courses and learning materials are free, so this is huge. Sometimes you do have to pay a fee, but it's usually if you want to get certified, and I'll talk about that more in a minute. But you can kind of work around a lot of the courses and get these materials in the course for free. And they're created for all walks of pedagogy and learner engagement. So they can be self-paced and asynchronous. They really provide a rich blend of learning resources for the learners. So there's plenty of differentiated instruction for those that want to take these courses. And the accessibility allows users to take courses from prestigious colleges, which is pretty amazing, such as Stanford, from all over the world and on all levels or any topics that you're looking for. So again, it's very accessible. And the certifications can assist with career advancement and other opportunities. So again, they usually ask that you pay a fee for this. They don't offer that portion of it for free, but if you're just simply involved in the MOOC just for the learning experience, then it's free. And then if you want to use this towards your resume or something, then you can pay for the certification. So it's great that you have choices. So this was just a cool image showing the leading organizations that produce MOOCs. So edX being a big one, and again, Coursera. Um, so yes, they're popular in leading MOOCs. So now I want to talk a little bit about the transition of MOOCs in a K through 12 education system. So K through 12 education can use MOOCs to bridge the gap with teacher shortage, particularly with math and science. So for example, a school in need of a teacher qualified to teach a group of possibly AP calculus students could access an expert university professor that would be able to teach this calculus. And, it's difficult to find instructors like that, but you could easily find them online and hold a MOOC. Or if you even needed to, if your K through 12 school needed to teach just a handful of students calculus, maybe 20 students, because it's not, a high in demand course, they could also utilize a MOOC for this. So another side of transitioning into this is that they're teacher led and MOOC inspired. So how can K through 12 schools transition into using MOOCs? They would be able to operate some subjects as teacher-led and MOOC-inspired classrooms, so students could watch content together, while a teacher or a facilitator, doesn't necessarily need to be a teacher, could lead the classroom discussions and supervise the group work. So it kind of like reminds me of almost like a backward design style of teaching. So this would allow for MOOCs to work in all grade levels, not just necessarily with high school, because I think the transition of using MOOCs in high school is relatively easy because they can work at a more independent level. So some of the downsides of MOOCs, especially K through 12, is that there's a lack of teacher and student engagement. Obviously, there's no interaction between the student and teacher from a strictly ran MOOC, but again, you could incorporate both. So many would consider this a downfall in a K through 12 classroom. The dropout rates tend to be very high because courses are free and self-operating, so people just get unmotivated, or they lose interest, or maybe they learned the portion of the MOOC that they wanted to, so they just quit watching it and being engaged with it. It's also easy to cheat because they're web-based and there's no supervision, so it would be easy for people to cheat off of one another. Let's see, I found this short clip that I would like to show. It's from Dr. Thomas Rogers, who is a superintendent, and he's offering some opinions on the transition of MOOCs into K through 12 schools. It's about 5 minutes long, but I just want to show a portion of it, but you're welcome to go in and watch it at a later time if you're interested in it. It was a little difficult to find a lot of information on MOOCs in K-12, just because it kind of is, it's a new emergence. So, but here is Dr. Thomas Rogers speaking about MOOCs.
Creative ideas. And so I think what we will do is we will start to go through the curriculum and we will identify kinds of content that lends itself to different sorts of applications of the learning space. So whether some of that content might work well as a MOOC, but probably not whole courses. So for example, I can't see doing 10th grade social studies as a MOOC, but I could see going through a part of 10th grade social studies in an online kind of a space, because it's the sort of thing that lends itself more to content acquisition or to partnering with kids across the world to work on something, because it's a world, global studies kind of thing. And I think we'll start to slice and dice through the curriculum. And I don't see a near-term MOOC application, but there could be long-term MOOC application. Yeah.
So again, it's just kind of reiterating that we probably couldn't just have a MOOC take over a K through 12 classroom, but to incorporate it into K through 12 school system would be great. So overall, I agree with Dr. Thomas, and I think that the MOOCs are an amazing resource to our future of K through 12 classrooms. They can offer cheap and accessible courses that can be taught by experts, but they can't obviously replace the relationship between a teacher and a student. So I think this is a great accent to an already existing classroom experience. It can really add a great deal of accessibility for our students. And so I think it'll be interesting to see what the future holds and how much MOOCs are incorporated through K through 12, because there's been such an emergence with our higher ed. So it will be interesting to see. And lastly are just my references. So I hope you learned a few things about MOOCs, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.